wanted to apologize for the last podcast where we took a lot of time shitting on other bands, and
we did go
I just
briefly.
I feel bad because, like, you know, like I can't do what any of those bands do. Like, there's an actual craft and art to it that I don't have the capability. So I don't want to ever shit on any of the bands except for Disturbed. I don't take anything I said about him or them back. Everybody else, though, I feel bad, and I hope you guys join us on a future podcast.
That'll do it right there.
Thanks for clearing.
That mea culpa is definitely they're gonna line up.
Welcome to Rock Fan Radio. Chicago's #1 rock podcast, where we spin our favorite tunes and talk about life as a rock and roll fan. From concerts to our favorite tracks to the stories from the scene that have helped shape our lives. We're excited to talk music with you. You can also get all of our episodes and more at www.rockfanradio.com. Without further ado, here's your host, Jason.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Rock Fan Radio. It is season 2, episode 3, and our second attempt at our new format. We learned a couple things last time. We learned that there was too much downtime. We learned that it was too long. And we learned that we like to talk a lot of bullshit about other bands. So we're going to try and finish all those things, stick to some positive things, stay on an agenda. And we got some new faces in the room. And I think that's what you're going to see as we start doing more episodes of Rock Fan Radio, is we're going to kind of have our usuals that are usually around that sometimes might make it, sometimes might not make it. For instance, Chris was here last time. He couldn't make it this time. But we also have AJ and Parker this time, which is awesome. And Reed's going to be coming in a little bit. It's his birthday, so we're going to let him off the hook that he's a little bit late here. So every show, we're going to start with the same 2 questions. At least that's what we're thinking right now. Anybody see any shows since our last podcast, which was exactly 2 weeks ago? And anyone want to talk about any new releases that have come out? So our audience knows it is February 12th, 2 days before Valentine's Day in 2026. I know, Parker, you were telling me about the Erra album. Tell me a little bit about it. You like it.
Erra's coming out with a new album. I don't remember the date, but they just released something 2 weeks ago called Further Eden. And
it's so good. It's so good.
It's so sick.
My boy Matt showed me it. It's ridiculous.
It's so good. And then they've got Gore of Being that dropped a few weeks before that. Both of them. Check them out. Further Eden, dude, they're doing hardcore, crazy harmonics at the end of it, and it's just killer. It's nuts.
Yeah, and the chorus smokes. It's a really good chorus, which I am not used to from Erra. So
is that whole record has been released? Because they had the 2 singles, right? But the whole thing's out now?
They've got 3 singles out right now. Further Eden, Gore of Being, and Echo Santana. And
album should be coming.
It's coming soon. It's like March 6th or March 9th. I don't know. I can't remember in my head if it was an upside down 6 or a upside down 9.
How's that spelled?
But one of those.
Erra. How is Erra spelled?
That lives the earth. March 6th.
Yes. March 6th. Upside down 9.
Sick album title.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Gore of Being is incredible. That's one of my favorite songs of the last couple months. Yeah.
Nice.
These guys kill it. Every freaking drop they've had in the last, 10 years probably since Snowblood came out. Dude, these guys are ridiculous. See them live. They are incredible live. They sound just like their records. It's absurd.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Parker, you would say they are a good example in your eye of a band that's retained the ability to actually stay super, super heavy without going full mainstream, like the shit that you hate. I actually like that you like Erra.
Yeah.
I like that you like Erra because it
love
does
Erra.
that.
I've loved them since Snowblood, and they've always done they've always tried to do the chorusy thing. I think they've gotten a little bit more chorusy as they've gotten bigger, but it's not,
Yeah.
I mean, they keep it hard, they keep it heavy, they keep it groovy. I would prefer groovy over heavy for the most part. To be honest, like that, I'll probably get a lot of hate for saying Djent, but that Djent shit is fire, dude. It's like, feed it to me. Just feed it to me.
Erra's like typical metalcore for me, right?
Yeah.
But then Parker, we talked
Yeah.
about this last season, but then you start going into the Djent world, and Djent is a subcategory of metalcore, which is a subcategory of metal, which is, the whole thing. Explain Djent to us, because
Please.
I'm still not sure I get it. I just know it's really bouncy and it can be played on one string.
Technically, no. Yes. Well, yes and no, but technically, yes. I mean, you could do the Djent sticks. Look up everybody out there. Look up Djent stick on YouTube, and it's incredible. However, Djent is just like nobody knows kind of who said it first. People say Meshuggah said it first. People say Periphery said it first. Who I don't know, but it's just literally the sound that the guitar makes. That's all. It's the Djent. But then the D is silent, so it became Djent. And so it's just that bouncy feeling of groovy metal, man. Like that's where it came from. Um, it's morphed into this ginormous subcategory of modern metalcore that just you gotta, yeah. There's the Jet Sticks.
Tell
You
us
gotta
about the
listen
Djent
to it.
stick, Parker, because I think this is freaking hilarious.
So there was a time when YouTube guitarists were a lot more active and a lot more fun. Um, I can't remember exactly the people's names. There's a guy named Jared Dines and
Jared Dines,
Rob
Jason
Scallion.
Richardson.
Rob Scallion, yeah. Uh, and Steve Turnberry or Turnaberry. I can't remember his last name, but man, those guys would like collab and like do Gent fights and everything. And at one point, it was how many more strings can you add? Right, like getting up to 9 and 10.
Because the Djent guys are all like, the metalcore guys are usually 8, 9 strings
Yes,
kind of thing.
right.
Going 7, the 7 seems normal now.
Yes,
But a normal guitar 6,
yes,
right? Then they went 7,
yes.
then 8, then 9, and
And then
yeah.
at some point, it became, what can I play on the lowest amount of strings? And there then became the Gent stick. And so they made these things out of shovels. Rob Scallion made one out of a shovel. You should look up Rob Scallion shovel. There it is.
Look at
It's a
this
shovel.
thing.
And it's just how cool can I play one string on a shovel?
So this is the
It's
dude
crazy.
talking about Rob
This is
Scallion. He's got this shovel and one bass string on the shovel.
Yes. And dude, I wish we could play this video, but it is incredible what he does with one string on a shovel. I'll just say that. I mean, just as groovy as you possibly can get, weird rhythms, dotted eighth notes, dotted notes, really. And you're just I mean, you're in a lot of cases nowadays, these guitarists have gotten ridiculously good at like playing percussion almost on their guitar, and it's all about like the grooviness. There's a band called Animal as Leaders. I'm sure a lot of people know that band, but it's just basically how groovy can we get and remain heavy.
What are some of your favorite Djent bands?
Favorite Djent bands, man, like Currents. Currents is a great Djent band. I mean, Animals as Leaders is great, but they are instrumental only. I mean, Meshuggah, they're the grandfathers of Djent. That's what they're considered. So Meshuggah's great. I mean, Erra's out there. There's a lot of older bands that are coming back into the scene that are kind of dropping more groovy vibes, like Upon a Burning Body kind of dropped an album that's a little bit more bouncy, groovy type stuff. Born of Osiris is probably like a huge one. Pretty much anything that the guitarist, and I can't remember him right now. He's my favorite guitarist.
Jason Richardson.
Anything
Yeah.
Jason Richardson does, you're gonna get some Djent. That guy is incredible. I can't believe I blanked on his name. He's my favorite guitarist out there right now. Yeah, I mean, there's a few.
Cool. All right. Anyone else listen to anything new lately? I have not in the past 2 weeks. I actually went back to the Grandson album, which came out several months ago now. I put it on the shelf for a little bit and went back to it, and I'm banging that nonstop, which isn't very interesting because I'm always talking about
Yeah, I
Grandson.
watched the Bruce Springsteen biopic with the guy from The Bear, and yeah,
With Lip
from
from
Shameless.
Shameless. In the Bear. Yeah.
I've actually been listening to Born in the USA for the last couple weeks. So
Nice.
yeah, It opened my eyes on how like he was dealing with depression when he was writing that album, and it really kind of, I don't know, it made it the tone of the album a little bit different.
Interesting.
You guys ever always listen to like their big songs growing up? That was like the middle school band. Parker probably knows that was like the band you listened to on the bus and type shit. But just
Dude,
You
you're
were
so much
so
younger
much
than us.
younger.
It's hilarious. We have to point this out because you haven't been on. You are a little bit younger. You're like 20 years younger than me. That's why my beard is white and yours is not. And then Parker's like in the middle of it. And you say Hollywood and Dead like on the bus. I was like out of college
Yeah.
when they got popular.
yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know what it was the past. It's been like 3 or 4 weeks now I've been on it. I just decided to actually do a Jason and listen through an entire album. And they fucking rip, dude. They're
Yeah.
good. It's their like B-side stuff is better than a lot of these like mainstream bands A-side stuff. It was crazy. So if you guys ever Jason, is part of the thing here you pull up music like you did with the podcast, or are you not planning on doing that?
Yeah, we're not playing music on this because, as we explained in the last podcast, Spotify took away the tools that allow us to embed music.
Gotcha.
So that's good and bad. The bad part is, we can't embed music and play it like a radio station like we used to. The good news is now it's much easier for us to pick this up and put it on a bunch of different platforms.
That's a good point.
So we're actually, in the past 2 weeks, I went out to all the major podcasting platforms: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and I put this on all those things. So if you guys are listening and you have a podcasting platform that you prefer, go try it. There's a good chance we're on there for the first time ever. And if there's a podcast platform you want us to be on that we're not, make sure you let us know. We got a lot of really good feedback from the last episode from people emailing in and calling and acting on a lot of it. So definitely looking for your feedback. Cool beans. So yeah, Hollywood and Dead, I saw them. Oh
Yeah,
Steve,
we
saw
saw
them.
them with Slaughter
We
to
saw
Prevail
them.
and Falling in Reverse not that long ago.
They opened for Falling in Reverse. Hell yeah. They're so cool. They've got like a
They're
party vibe
definitely
to
a
them.
party vibe band. For sure.
When we saw them, they did like it felt like you were almost like on a Caribbean beach party. They had Hawaiian shirts on for part of the set and like totally like just brought a party along with the hard rock side. And it was interesting because we also saw them. Who else was with? Was I with you, Steve, or was I with Reed? We saw them way back at like the Rock USA or no, Chicago Open Air way back in the day. There's a cattail in your view, Dave.
Everybody say hi to Skyros.
No, but we saw them back in then, and they came out and it's a fat cat. They came out and they had masks on and costumes, and they did like their more rap side of Hollywood Undead to start. It felt almost like a hip hop performance, and then they went backstage, came out, took off the mask, and like threw down on their metal stuff, and it was really fucking good. I still listen to that one. It's not a very good story. There's some rap song that they have. They're talking about they drank so much goose they turned into geese. That song is like on heavy rotation in the summer for me.
The only song I know by them is Undead from a Madden game, I think. And like, it's all right. I've heard people talk about it. Maybe, but on this, what was it? The last cast that we had, there was some stuff we were talking about then. Like, oh, I'm going to have to check this out, like some more of the new Megadeth record. So now I guess I have to put Hollywood Undead on my
that's
upcoming list
that's
to check
my
out.
favorite part about us our discussions is that I just make note of all these bands and I get to listen to them all, because I want new music in my life.
So Parker, I know you're a Hollywood Undead guy. What's the album to listen to get started with?
I mean, they're fun. They're funny.
The first one, right there.
It's kind of all of them.
Listen to Swan Songs all the way, man.
That's a good one.
That's their OG, and it's got a good mix of the rock, and it's got a good mix of the silly rap they do. And then some of their newer albums get a little like heavy beat going. They're dropping the beat. Like the song you were talking about, Coming in Hot. They start
Coming in Hot. That's definitely the song I'm talking about.
They start to up their bass game a little bit. So if you're more into the party stuff, I think we're looking at Maybe the one after Notes
I'm looking at
Underground.
Swan songs here. I'm looking for Where's Coming in Hot. Is that an American? Oh, that's an
Yeah,
American
American
Tragedy. That's a good one.
Tragedy is pretty good. Keep scroll up. Can you? Is that by release date?
This is Swan songs here, and like looking at where they have the videos here. Everywhere I Go is like their
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
famous song. I think.
Everywhere I go. I'm
Bitches
gonna go
always
grab a couple
know.
more beers. I'll be right back.
They get real party
should do.
mode after they got rid of Deuce too. They go they drop it pretty hard.
Yeah, like Levitate was a big song for him. I don't know if I know Hear Me Now and Been to Hell, but I definitely know Levitate.
Oh, what's the one with the feet dangling off the edge? I don't remember what that one is.
All right. So, but the new, I'll have to take a listen to that because I have not listened to the new Hollywood Undead. I've heard the new single on the radio. They play it on Octane, and I haven't really spent a lot of time digging into it. And they played it when we saw them opening, following in reverse.
Bullet, but it's also from that same one with Coming in Hot, I think. That's a really good, that album's a really good Hollywood Undead album. And so is Swan Songs. I mean, those two albums I'm playing at parties a lot because I'm not into the EDM type stuff, but for some reason Hollywood Undead bridges the gap for me, even with their more party songs, kind of like 303 did.
Would you call it EDM though? I mean, it's definitely rapid. This isn't my place, though. I don't know what I'm talking about in these genres.
I call electronic music EDM, even if it's not really, because I don't know, right? But it's not EDM. It's like, I don't know. It's like the club kind of music, right? Like, what do you call that kind of house music? I don't know. It's a little heavier than house, but
it's almost a little hip hop rapish, I
yeah,
guess you would call it.
It's like it's hip hop rap, like club type beats,
Right.
but it's
Let's go with EDM. I'm with you.
a lot of their stuff, you know, like doesn't have, like, they used to be all about the guitars, right? They used to have a lot, and some of the songs they do don't have guitars. So I call that party music or EDM or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't care.
EDM literally stands for electronic dance music.
Yeah.
And I think of
There
like
you go.
Nine
I
Inch
mean,
Nails
come
is
on,
not
like-
EDM. There's lots of electronics that's not dance music. So I feel like there are subsets, right?
I
like we
mean, I've
said,
seen
that
people
Djent is a
dance to it.
subset. I mean, you could dance to anything. My oldest daughter does dance, and she was in a middle school dance team, and I went down to see one of her performances in Jasper, Indiana. And this little middle school girl comes out, and most of the songs are dancey, or they're like lyrical piano kind of stuff, like single songwriter sort of thing. And then I hear the song takes a couple seconds to start, and then I hear what sounds like the end of a chorus, and I'm like, I know what this is. And boom, Symphony of Destruction kicks in for this little middle school girl doing a dance in a huge gymnasium to Symphony of Destruction. Like, well, I don't
Nice.
think I'll ever see anything like this ever again.
That's great though.
For years,
like
I've been
to
trying to
back it up.
convince my oldest, hey, dance to this song, dance
Yeah.
to this one. And she's like, Dad, no. And like, you can
Tribal
dance to anything. She's
display
like,
of
"No, you
power."
can't." I'm like, Symphony of Destruction, you can do it. I'll keep trying. I'll keep you posted.
Please do. So is KMFDM EDM for you, Parker?
Okay, I mean, yeah, well, kinda. I mean, in a way, anything that's electronic that does not, I don't know, whatever. It's not EDM, but I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate now for calling everything that's electronic EDM.
Yeah.
But I don't care. Bring it on.
Yeah. No such thing as bad publicity, right?
Nope.
Right.
Well, not totally related. Terms of new music, I've been watching season 2 of Peacemaker, the DC Universe, James Gunn, and
There's Reed.
Reed just showed up.
Hey,
Happy
holler.
birthday!
Happy birthday, dude.
We're supposed to be quiet. Sorry.
Because I'm sneaking in. Nobody ever saw me leave.
Or show up.
What's up?
But anyways, what I was saying was the Peacemaker soundtrack is fucking rad. Like, it's not metal, it's more on the rock, somewhat alternative side. But like, I sat down with my wife and watched a couple episodes last night, actually one episode last night, and wrote down several songs to go check out. And the first thing I did this morning was to go listen to all the music. Cool soundtrack. James Gunn is actually really
He
cool when it
is.
comes to soundtracks. He did all the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtracks too, and they're all full of awesome
he's really
tunes.
good at that. Setting the mood with the music. And I like that about a filmmaker if they're good at it. You know, a lot of the good ones can
Yeah.
do that. So, and he is one of the good ones for sure.
James Gunn rules. Did you know he was married to Pam Beasley way back in the day? Pam Beasley from The Office, Jenna
Yeah.
Fisher.
Took me a second.
And once again,
What a match.
Does it say the fictional character? He's married to a fictional.
Reed, since you just showed up, listen to anything new lately? What are you eating? What's
That
in your mouth?
face.
his birthday
Welcome to
dinner.
the show, Reed.
That is a steak salad from Cooper's Hawk. Cooper's Hawk, keeping it real since 1982.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I haven't listened to anything other than Poppy's new album over and over and
We'd love to
over
have you on
again.
the podcast.
Huh?
Off the rails.
Said Cooper's Hawk. We'd love to have you on the
Absolutely.
podcast.
Shout out to Cooper's Hawk, my guy. Just
Yo,
so you
get him
know,
to sponsor us.
they didn't sell everything to private equity. My man's still holding on to 58%, so he's still okay. Shout out to Cooper's Hawk. This podcast brought to you by Cooper's Hawk. Unofficially, don't sue us. I've been listening to Poppy over and over again. I'm sorry. That's really all I've been.
I haven't listened to that album yet. Tell us more.
So she screams a lot, so you're not going to like it. But she basically took everything good about Knocked Loose and made it good, which Knocked Loose has been struggling to be good at Knocked Loose. So I feel like she's really on the come up. I do. I think you should listen to it. I think everybody should listen to it.
Did you listen to Knock Loose's new drop, by the way? Speaking of,
No. Recently?
it's not good.
Yeah. By the way, I don't.
I
look,
mean,
I
Okay.
also. I don't know how you guys started, but I wanted to apologize for the last podcast where we took a lot of time shitting on other bands. And I,
We did
I'll
go
Yeah,
kind of
I-
address
I
that
just-
briefly.
I feel bad because, like, you know, like I can't do what any of those bands do. Like, there's an actual craft and art to it that I don't have the capability. So I don't want to ever shit on any of the bands except for Disturbed.
Here we go.
I don't take anything I said about him or them back. Everybody else, though, I feel bad, and I hope you guys join us on a future podcast.
That'll do it right there.
Thanks for
Yeah,
quitting.
Mia Culpa is definitely they're gonna line up.
All right, gentlemen, I think it's probably a good time to segue into the main event for our podcast today. And the main event is we had a horrible tragedy happen this weekend. I want to talk a little bit about it. We lost the lead singer of Three Doors Down on Saturday night, which is very, very sad. So I want to spend a little time talking a little bit about Three Doors Down, how they've impacted you. They're a funny band for me because, admittedly, I'm not a very big fan. Matter of fact, you might even say I don't like them, but they have been a major force in the rock industry for the past 25 years. And to kind of deny what they've done and the impact they've had, and now that, you know, we've had a major, major death with Brad Arnold, the lead singer, passing away, it makes sense that I want to talk a little bit about it. And I think it's interesting because 46, Steve, Dave, Reed, you're all about that. But Parker, you're a little younger, and AJ's even a little younger. And I remember when there was no Three Doors Down when they first came out versus, you know, some of you guys probably think about Three Doors Down as one of those solid bands that have been around forever, the way I think of Aerosmith. So I'm interested in see how they made an impact on your life. But to start, I guess I want to start and give a little rundown on who Three Doors Down is and just give a little background for those of you who might not be as familiar. And I actually learned a couple things doing a little research. So to start, you know, they have been a band forever. So, you know, at least when I was in high school, I started a band. Dave, Parker, I know you guys all started bands. Could you imagine still playing with that band at the age of 47 and, you know, and dying, still being a part of that band? That is absolutely insane. But that's what happened to Three Doors Down. So Three Doors Down was started by Brad Arnold, who was the drummer and the singer, Matt Roberts on guitar, and Todd Harrell, I'm going to go with Harrell, on bass. They wrote Kryptonite when Arnold was 15.
Great song.
So he literally in math class in high school, doesn't have his driver's license yet. He has his permit, and he wrote Kryptonite, which turned out to be a massive, massive hit for him. And so after that, at age 15, they built a demo. They recorded their first demo in 1997. And they're from I don't know how to pronounce this, Escatawpa, Mississippi. And I looked it up. Escatawpa is right on the Gulf of Mexico, in Mississippi. And it's just a real small rural town. They have like 3 hotels, a Red Roof Inn and the other, and, you know, 2 other motels.
Sounds less racist than most of Mississippi.
I hope so. Yeah. They then signed so they recorded their demo in 97. Back in the 90s, you used to actually record demos and shop around for record labels. It's not like it is now. And they got signed in 99 to Republic Records and released their first album, The Better Life, in the year 2000. That album had Kryptonite. It had Loser on there. A couple other different songs that went big for them. It went 7 times platinum.
Wow.
So back in the day, that's crazy. Like, artists don't sell records like they used to because everything's streaming, but going platinum was a big deal in the 90s. Going 7 times platinum is bonkers insane. It's interesting because Arnold actually played drums for the band and sang. And when they went on their first big tour, they hired a drummer to come in and play, and they let Brad Arnold go to the front and sing. You know, I always kind of thought their drums sucked in the early days, and now I understand why. It's because Brad Arnold himself has said that I was not a very good drummer. So one of the things I learned that's actually pretty interesting that I'd like to talk more about is on their second album, they hired a drummer to play drums, which if you were to guess one studio musician who plays in every band's album to play drums, who was it?
Josh Freese.
Exactly. Josh Freese was the drum.
Ding, 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 ding.
Second. Nice work, Dave. I didn't prep you for that. So, yeah, Josh Freese got the role. Josh Freese has been on Foo Fighters, Perfect Circle, Nine Inch Nails, Guns N' Roses, Devil, Vandals, Weezer, Paramore, Sting, Sublime Throne, Replacements, Offspring, Avril Lavigne, Evanescence. I'm only halfway through my list, so I won't finish it. So pretty cool. I don't think they put Freese on the road with them, but they did go out, and the second album, Freese recorded that. They went over time to have 10 Billboard Top 100 hits. Kryptonite, When I'm Gone, Here Without You, 2 #1 albums, 3 Grammys, 16 million albums sold worldwide. But unfortunately, last May, Arnold was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, renal cancer in the kidneys that ultimately spread to his lungs. They canceled their tour last year, and we just got the news last week or last Saturday that he did pass away at age 47, which kind of hits hard because that's a year older than I am. And he didn't find out until he was 46. So really, really scary stuff. I think of Three Doors Down. I only got to see Three Doors Down once. They opened up for Fuel with Oleander. I can't quite place where it was. I think it was the Riviera back in like 2001, 2002 timeframe. I remember them not being great, but I was a massive Fuel fan at the time. So that kept me there. That's really my experience with Three Doors Down. I've seen them on the radio. I kind of fell away from them, but I did play some of their songs in a band when I was in college. They're there, but they didn't have a real big impact on me, if you will. Have they impacted anybody on this call? Who's got a story?
Hey, here's the biggest impact of Three Doors Down, though, is the foundation that the lead singer started a while back called the Better Life Foundation, where they raised a ton of money to make positive changes in the lives of children who are underserved. So shelter, food, anything of that kind of nature where children were in need of help. So they've raised over $3 million as far as their foundation is concerned. And I'm assuming now that he's passed away, I'm hoping that that'll drive more traffic to the betterlifefoundation.org where people can donate into their foundation. But he was notorious for his outreach to the communities, which I think probably will have a more lasting effect than his music, although, you know, being as heavily sold as they were, going platinum all those times, is obviously, you know, pretty important. But I actually saw Three Doors Down when they opened for Nickelback in 2004. Are you all jealous that I got to see Nickelback and Three Doors Down?
Let's be honest, Reed. If you saw Nickelback in 2004,
you were there.
I would probably. Yeah. So maybe I've seen it more than once. Nickelback, that's another terrible drummer back in the early 2000s. Yeah. Their original drummer was hot garbage. Yeah. And they ultimately replaced him, and now they do the country rock thing versus they're on the country festivals because they got like kicked out of the rock
Their latest
festivals
album didn't seem very country to me.
No, it's not country. I said that wrong. They play the country festivals. It's like they're like the token rock band that shows up with all the country artists.
I don't want to hear anybody trash Nickelback because Chad Kroeger has life figured out more than any of us times 100. Like that dude figured out life, how to make money. He dated Avril Lavigne for fuck's sake. I mean, the dude has life so figured out, and I would bronze him as a statue.
honestly don't understand why they got chastised like they did.
Because chicks dig them. I think.
Did you listen to what was the third album?
I listened to them all.
Did you listen to it?
I like Nickelback.
There was Silver Side Up, and then the Long Road maybe was the third one. That's the one where it all fell off the rails.
The Long Road was just bad. And what is on Joey's head?
I don't know. I'll have a quesadilla.
Anyways, not to derail from Three Doors Down, but like I said, I think his lasting impact more so than the music he made was the foundation, which is
that's pretty cool.
underprivileged
Yeah.
children.
Yeah,
very
that's
much
cool.
So.
Definitely like punches them up a couple notches for me by starting a
100%.
foundation like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
for sure.
Yep.
I saw Nickelback. I'm going back to Nickelback because I have way more to say about Nickelback. Read or down. Read between me and you. Okay, so first of all, like when I was in college dating my wife, which again is Reed's sister, she bought me The State for Christmas, wrapped it up, a CD, and gave me a Nickelback CD. And she said, my brother really liked this. I think you'll like it too. And I pretty much threw it straight in the garbage at that point. It's like, I don't trust that motherfucker.
Yeah, because she probably gave you a Garth Brooks album at the same time. Like, hey, my brother really likes this too. And you're like, nah, this dude can't be trusted when it comes to music.
But I got huge into Nickelback after that. We probably saw them over 10 times. And this was back before they got huge. This was like a Silver Side Up kind of time. And there were so many great bands that used to open up during that time. It was a great time in music. Yeah. I always think about Fuel. I always think about Oleander. I think about Creed. I think about Our Lady Peace. That's kind of all that era. And music was really good at that time.
You guys want to hear something crazy?
Nah, no thanks. Anyways.
All right. I was 8 years old when their first album came out, and I was just getting into discovering rock and roll and punk. Good Charlotte, I had a CD of.
Ugh.
These guys were on the radio. So from the standpoint of being that young, I mean, their music was catchy, right? Obviously,
for
that's why
sure,
they're
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
like super popular. I mean, Kryptonite, all that stuff like led me into like heavier bands back then, right? And then eventually like it was like a
Gateway drug?
gateway drug. A gateway
drug, yeah.
Yes.
Gateway drug.
So
Kryptonite,
that's
the
my
gateway
experience
drug.
with the marijuana bands.
I
So
think it's kind of bland.
it's not, I mean, they're not my favorite now. They never really were, but like I think now that I'm writing music and stuff, like I mean, knowing how to write a chorus, a killer hook, right? Like it all starts somewhere. And like these guys, he was 15 years old in high school. So he clearly, knows how to captivate people that are listening.
He's got some talent, right? Yeah.
Dude, if you could write a song that wins top mainstream rock track of 2000 on the Billboard Music Awards, you're doing something really well.
Yeah.
For sure.
Reminds me a little Silverchair. Those guys were like 16 on the road, headlining stuff. That's a different discussion. That's a really cool band, by the way.
Staying power with those guys.
What's
no
that?
Staying power with those guys.
Well, they were all 16 and their lives got thrown upside down. I mean, they couldn't buy a pack of cigarettes, but they were on the road entertaining the masses. Pretty crazy. Steve, what's your experience?
I had owned their first album and listened to that quite a bit, but other than that, man, I didn't really. I guess I listened to their second album too. I'm looking at their library now, but I mean, Three Doors Down was like a band that you could put in and know it would be good, and then just like it'd be on in the background. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I don't know. I felt like it wasn't like it didn't stand out for me. You know?
So they're the elevator music of the 2000s.
That radio stuff that you hear. You learn the songs, but you don't actually ever enjoy the songs.
Yeah,
they're just
right.
kind of there, like Red Hot Chili Peppers. But you enjoy Three Doors Down, not like Red Hot Chili Peppers, which is garbage.
Well, no, because I actually enjoy Red Hot Chili Peppers a lot more than I do Three Doors Down.
Same.
And you
I just
are
want to throw it
throwing
in
that
there,
out
like,
because you
guys
know I like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I think I deserved more credit when Jason was like, "You forced me to play Red Hot Chili Peppers," and I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I did."
Yeah.
You guys didn't give me enough credit that I forced a Red Hot Chili Pepper hater to play Red Hot Chili Peppers on his own podcast.
I think I did too.
Growing to like the Chili Peppers because of Chad Smith.
Yeah,
he's
awesome.
a badass.
He's an awesome drummer.
So is Flea.
And he's really funny in Step Brothers.
Flea is a ridiculous bass player. He's fantastic.
I caught that.
Is Flea on your Mount Rushmore of bass players?
Ooh,
Yes.
You gotta be, right? With
Yeah. Les Claypool. I
Yes.
like Primus, and I know a lot of people don't like Primus. I liked him when I was a kid, and I still enjoy them now. I've seen them a couple of times, and they're always fun. It's goofy, but
My name is.
I like them, and they're.
I mean,
Going to see Primus on June 3rd at the Salt
Ooh.
Shed.
Let's play. Oh, nice.
Jeez, love
You
the
guys
Salt
should
Shed.
come. I don't have tickets yet, but it's Prime. It's called Claypool Gold 26.
I think they're coming to Indy.
It is Primus, Claypool, Lennon Delirium, which is a new side project that Les Claypool has, and the Frog Brigade, which is, again, Les Claypool. So he's doing triple duty, and he's coming through to my favorite venue in Chicago. So it's like, we got to do this.
Has
that'd
there
be super
ever
fun.
been a bass player that has gone on to do a side gig that worked?
Paul McCartney?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Oh, I mean, can't argue with that.
Okay, that worked. Yeah, that worked
was
out
good.
okay.
Well,
I'm trying to think
it was
of
a Jason
anybody
Newsted
else.
rep.
Yeah, Flotsam and
Jason
Jetsam.
Newsted rep Metallica to start side projects, and yeah, you can see what happened to him. He did some cool stuff, but he's kind of behind the scenes these days. Jason Newsted, of course, being the bass player from Metallica. So one of the reasons he left Metallica is because he wanted to do side projects, and Hetfield, the lead singer, was basically said no fucking way. All right, Reed, I think we're coming down to the end of it. We wanted to end with a little exercise here. That way, that's called, I guess I'm a fan now. And in order to do, I guess I'm a fan now, Reed, you're going to kick us off, and you're going to tell us your story about a band that has made you a fan.
All right, so let me set the stage. It's Friday, spring in Chicago, May 2022. One of my favorite bands of all time is playing at Northerly Island, the Deftones. Solid band. Although I've seen them and they've sucked before. But okay, we're going to move on. Opening for the
There's a
Deftones.
whole other story about that show. We could talk about how Poppy was supposed to open and didn't.
That's right, we got
But
screwed out of Poppy at that show.
So
We
who
got screwed
opened
out
and
of
made you a
Poppy that show.
fan?
Well, who opened before the band that I'm talking about, though? Doesn't matter. So back then, the opener was this kind of new metal band that I loved the guitars on, but anytime it came on like Octane or satellite radio or
The opener was called Vows, VOWWS. Never heard of them. And did we even see them? I'm not sure.
we were
did.
there for them. I don't know if we saw them. Anyways, so band that was on Liquid Metal all the time. Shout out Jose if you're come on the podcast, Jose Mangan. It'd be a lot of fun.
You're welcome to come on the podcast anytime,
Jose, metal ambassador Mangan. And like they had massive guitar, like just they do chunk. You guys know who I'm talking about? I'm wearing the sweatshirt. It's Gojira.
I know what you're talking about.
So every time that this band's songs would come on the radio, I'm like, I'm just not into it until I saw them fucking live. And they outdid Deftones by a mile. And since then, I have listened to every Gojira album. I'm obsessed with the band. So much so that Gojira was doing a co-headlining tour with Korn. Steve, by the way, Korn is touring constantly. They opened for Korn like 2 summers ago, and we were sitting at a restaurant close to where the venue was with Jason and some other people, and we ended up getting the most bomb-ass seats that you could ever get. Personalized box.
It was just me and you, Reed. We went alone. It was the two of us.
It was no, your wife and my wife were there. We got the box with the waitress. It was amazing. So anyways, co-headlining. And now since Gojira was now on the headlining portion of this, they had their full show with pyrotechnics and the whole thing. And it was wild. If you all haven't seen Gojira live, you guys are absolutely missing one of the best live shows that is out there right now. And I would also just like to say, hey, Gojira, you can come on the podcast anytime.
Reed, we saw Gojira before that.
We did? Before the Deftones show?
Yeah, we did.
My voice went really high there. Hang on. Before the Deftones show?
We saw them at Chicago Open Air when they had that one single stranded on the radio.
Yeah. Oh, they were at Open Air. Well, that was also Wheelchair Sir night. So that's a story for another time.
We had a little to drink that night.
A couple 2 trade.
So what's the album to start with for Gojira?
Just pick an album and put it on. Here's what I always like to say is that whether it's Spotify or Amazon Music, just find the essentials version. Just play the top hits first, man.
Start at the top, yep.
Yeah, if you can't get into it, like don't start with an album because sometimes that can get a little funky, but just go listen to those top tracks, man, and just dig
I
it.
like to spin the whole disc.
But if you're new to a band and you're not sure what you're getting yourself into, especially with a band like Gojira, which just
They come at
full
you a
throttle.
little hard, don't they?
Yeah, man, you
you're
got to
right.
get a couple tracks in, the ones that everybody loves, and then you can sit back with a glass of Cavassier and listen to the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
I got a deep cut for
Start
you guys
on
this
YouTube.
subject. A real deep cut. I don't even know if you guys are gonna know this band. My second ever concert that I went to was Ozfest '98 down in Indy, and I saw Life of Agony play there, and honestly, it was like I'd never heard them before.
I have never heard of them before. Should I know them?
I don't know. They're a really obscure band. They were touring off of the River Runs Red, that album. That album there.
93. That was
Whoa.
way
Yeah.
back in the day.
I mean, that's what they basically played that entire album at the show, and it was fucking awesome. And I was like, I am now a fan. However, when they released their second album, they kind of.
The second album was always
I
the hardest,
know.
man. Always the
But that
hardest.
first one, I still know the whole album by heart. By heart.
Hey, do you guys want to hear a funny side story about that Gojira show? The bassist's wife was like 9 months pregnant, and the Deftones Gojira set that we saw was like the second one to the end of the tour. And so the entire tour that they did, they had a secondary bass guy kind of as backup in case his wife went into labor, right? He was going to fly back to France and be with his wife while they gave birth. This poor backup bass guy, she never had the baby until the last show of the entire tour. So this poor guy never got a one shot until the very last show to play bass in front of a crowd. Like, could you imagine just being on the bench the entire time?
That would suck.
Usually it's like isn't it usually like the roadie or the bass tech that has the gig? So they're busy no matter what, and they just happen to know all this shit because they're so engulfed in it. I don't know. It's interesting.
If you want,
That's a cool story,
if
though.
people want a good introduction to Gojira with a visual, Google Gojira Olympics.
Yeah.
So my
Yes.
family is super into the Olympics. For those of you who may be listening who don't know this, 2024 Olympic Games are in Paris. Gojira is a band from France. So my whole family sitting around watching all this very artsy stuff go through Paris, which is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And we're all watching like, oh, this is great. I am the only metal fan in my house. My entire family hates it except for me. And all of a sudden, this band comes on, yes. And
Dude, look at him
a whole
shredding.
bunch of Marie Antoinettes holding their heads in their hands, and they come out with this
Yes.
song called Mea Culpa Asa which is Asa was this phrase that was common in the French Revolution, hence the Marie Antoinette holding her head in their hands and everything. And they rocked
what it
this
is?
stage. That stage.
Yeah,
It was
look at
absolutely
amazing.
blew my mind.
One of the coolest things I've ever seen
Yes,
in my
I was
life.
losing my mind with my family. Like, you guys, there's metal at the Olympics. There's metal at the Olympics. It was so cool. It was
fucking
just like
awesome.
reckoning moment for metalheads everywhere. It was incredible. So this is a great place to start if you want to check it out.
But be careful, because some of the YouTube videos out there on this performance has my dear friend Kelly Clarkson, free to come on the podcast at any time. She ruins this performance because she's not a metalhead, obviously, but she was so blown away by how amazing this was that she could not stop saying, wow, wow. It's like, Kelly, can somebody mute her mic?
Yeah, like
It was
don't remember
amazing.
that, but
Absolutely
that's
amazing.
Hilarious. Yeah, it's an incredible performance. And
Look at that.
I
Look
think
at
Nick
that.
Nocturnal called it like the most metal moment of the year in his Nocturnal Awards for
I don't
2024.
know, man. That's the
I think
most
this is
metal.
like a top 10 metal
Yeah.
moment of all.
That was
Yes.
epic.
Yeah.
They're on fucking fire. Look at them.
Yeah. And that's when I was like, well, I'm a fan now. And then that's when I started getting into the catalog, like these guys. And every time that song comes on, I connect it with the Olympics. So there's like this extra pull, which I think, Reed, you're saying, and we were talking about Bring Me the Horizon as well. Like, you see a band live and then you hear those songs, even if they're not live, there's a little extra something, a little extra spice to listen to those studio songs because you've seen it live and it brings on a whole other set of emotion.
It's such a good performance.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't tell in this picture, but I mean, there he is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's him right there in the window. Like,
Isn't that a palace too?
So
I
cool.
thought. I think that's a
Dude.
palace,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That-
and it's
no, that
overlooking the
building-
river.
It's actually even crazier. That building is a museum or a monument or whatever you want to call it. I think it's called like the Conciergerie or something like that. I can't speak French for the life of me, but dude, it's a French Revolution era prison that they're
Yes.
playing off of.
That's awesome.
That's even
Yes.
cooler.
That overlooks the damn river. It's insane. So like,
And then this boat starts
it fits
floating
perfectly.
down, and this opera singer comes out and starts singing her. I mean, it's just,
Yes.
it's by far the greatest Olympic opening ceremony of all time.
Yeah.
That I have
Yep.
seen, definitely. Yes, agree.
I'm not sure a metal band has ever played for
No.
an event like that. I don't
Yeah.
even think like, I mean, if you're thinking about it, like what other bands could play? Metallica maybe, but they definitely haven't. What other band is going to be playing like that?
Led Zeppelin
Token.
closed the 2012 games, but Led Zeppelin
They
is not
did.
Gojira.
That is
They
true.
are not
But they're not
on the
not
same
metal.
category. No, they are not. Not in any,
Not even
maybe in the
close. You're right.
70s they were kind of metal-ish, but I still would submit. Not the same. And they didn't have that. It wasn't the same thing either.
The metal.
That's a whole other podcast. I would have to go
That is a
Sabbath
whole
with
other
that, but
podcast.
That's a great hanger. Like, stay
Yep,
tuned
that
for this
is.
podcast
Mhm.
where
There you
Stay
go.
where
tuned.
Steve says that the Beatles started metal.
Guys, I saw an incredible meme the other day, and it was like the black and white Beatles like doing their little thing, and it was like what the Beatles sounded like to our great grandparents, and it was just like, my God, dude, it was Bleed just by Meshuggah playing over Beatles.
Yes.
It was just
I've
pounding
seen
you
that.
in the
Great.
face. It was amazing. It was incredible.
All right, gentlemen. I think we've reached our max. We said we're gonna get these a little shorter.
Yeah.
So let's. Oh, he's got a Gojira
Yeah,
sweatshirt
well done,
on too.
Reed.
Nice, Reed.
Great presentation.
So we will pick this up next time. Reed, who's gonna do this segment next time we do?
It's got to be Dave. It's gonna have to be.
It's got to be Dave.
Yep.
It's Dave. So it can be. I'm a fan now, or I fucking hate this band now. You get to
All
pick.
right.
I didn't know I had that
Well, it was
option.
reset.
Dayseeker.
Negativity is easier
Day
plus than
Seeker.
positivity.
That is a great pull. That is a great pull.
Guys, till next time.
All right, guys.
Always a pleasure.
Until next time, Reed, happy fucking birthday.
Yeah, Reed.
The rest of you guys have a
Happy birthday,
time to
Reed.
stay warm. To our fans, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the floor.
Peace.
Thanks again for checking out Rock Fan Radio. We appreciate the support. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a 5-star review on your podcast platform and sign up for updates at www.rockfanradio.com. Until the next episode drops, enjoy this playlist of related tunes, and we'll see you on the concert floor.